When I was a kid, I used to play the game of checkers with kids and brothers and sisters and neighborhood kids. The thing I want to point out is that there comes a time in the game of checkers where, let's say, I am down to one man and my opponent might have several other players, checkers on the board, but he's got me cornered. He's got me in a situation to where all I can do is move back and forth between one square, and then he moves over one square, and then my only choice is either to move forward and have him jump me and end the game, or just move back to the other square. Now, I can do this for the rest of the day or the game forever, because he can't jump me unless I move forward. I have to willingly push my checker piece forward so that he can jump me and end the game. I would like to use that analogy in dealing with God or God dealing with me. It's like a game of checkers. I get to the point in my so-called relationship with God when I've got no more moves. God has me cornered, and I can move sideways, and then he moves sideways, and then I move sideways and he moves sideways. And I've played this game with God all my life. In other words, Jesus said, unless you die to yourself, you can't be my disciple. Well, moving from side to side on the checkerboard is like avoiding dying to self. And you can play this game. I play this game all my life, where I haven't died to self. Now, the way to die to self, comparably to the checkerboard, is to move forward and have God jump me. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know what it means to move myself forward to the point where he can jump me, where I can be killed, where we end the game and I surrender, like totally surrender and stop playing this back and forth game all the time. So what it is essentially is I will give God a part of me, a piece of me, but I'll keep the other part of me. I won't give him all of me. Now there's this term that I suppose, I don't know, is fairly modern. I never heard it when I was a kid, but it's to be all in. In other words, have both feet in the kingdom, to give up everything. I'm thinking of like the Vikings or whoever they were, who when they landed on the shore of an enemy, they burned their boats. There was no going back. They were all in. And there were certain personality types that give 100% no matter what they do. If they're a hedonist and a fornicator, they give themselves 100% to it. They just go wild with it. If they're into money, they give themselves to making money. That's just 100% of their deal. Whatever they do it with all their might. That's who the Apostle Paul, that was his type. He was 100% person. He was all in. When he was a Pharisee, he was all in, to the point of going out and persecuting Christians and putting them in jail and perhaps killing them or having them killed. He was all in for the religion of Judaism at that time, if it was called Judaism. When he met God on the road to Damascus, when Jesus came down, knocked him to the ground, said, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And Saul says, who are you? And you said, I'm Jesus, whom you are persecuting. But get up and go into the city. And then Paul said, what will you have me do? And Jesus said, get up, go into the city, and it'll be told you what you're to do. So the all-in Pharisee became an all-in Christian. He didn't change his personality. God just picked him up and turned him around. It's like having a little toy car that you wind up and it's going in one direction. You pick it up, the wheels are still spinning, and you just turn it around 180 degrees and it goes the other way. And that's what it was for the Apostle Paul. And that's what it ought to be for us as Christians, as converts, as believers. We ought to be all in. Now, I don't know how to do that. I've never been all in on anything. I've never did anything with my whole heart. I've always held back, whether it was a job or a so-called career. The same thing with Jesus, with Christ, with Christ. I've never done it. I don't know how to do it. How do you give your whole heart to something? How do you not hold back? And that's my dilemma, God. I want to do this whole heart thing, but it just seems that I can't, or I won't. I'm not willing. I don't know. If you'd make me willing, that would be, that would be such a rest and such a peace and such a settling of my soul and spirit and everything. Just like on the checkerboard. Finally just pushing the checker piece forward and having you jump me. Okay, I'm done with playing this game. You've got me. You've got all of me. So that's what I'm thinking about.